So we're ending a week of new people living together in community with us, and I think it's been valuable for everyone. I wanted to just mention this little book by Thich Nhat Hanh called "The Art Joyfully Together: The Art of Building a Harmonious Community." Very skinny, like skinny books. And in this, he talks about some of the practices that they do in their community, and he has a lot of years of experience with community. And one of the main parts of this book is bringing out the teachings of this one sutra called the Sutra on Measuring and Reflecting, which is in the Pali and the Chinese canon. And this was taught by Venerable Moggallana. And it was recited as commonly as the sutra of the four mindfulnesses. So it was very commonly recited and used. And one of the main ideas of the sutra that I think is quite valuable, because it's a sutra about living in community, and really a sutra about how not to be isolated. And we all live in communities, whether it's a Dharma type community, a monastery, families, work settings, our city. We have various levels of community that we're in. And there is that experience of feeling isolated that happens. And so I think it's quite useful what he teaches in here about that, which is the kind of the bottom line thing is using our, it's the brilliance of this to me is that we tend to have minds that will sometimes find faults in others. That just seems to happen quite easily. And what it does is it has us take that exact thing and then use it to change ourselves so that we can be people that are not isolated and that can live in community more easily. And so the main thrust of the sutra, it goes through the various afflictions. But what it is asking you to do is when you notice something in someone else, maybe a behavior or something that I would maybe call fault finding, and maybe it is a fault, maybe it is something that isn't really working for them. But then the thing to do is kind of to turn the mirror, because our eyes are always looking out. Just like Sakyapandina said, all of our eyes look out, our ears are out, everything is out. And then just take that information and then turn it in. So when we see things in others, instead of going towards fault or blame or anything like that, just turn the mirror around and look at our own minds, our own hearts, our own behaviors, and see what we can learn from what we're seeing in someone else. And I think the real, I would say, beauty of that is that often what we're seeing in others are things in ourselves that we need to work on, that we're not really recognizing fully, we're not really owning. And so it's a nice small little book with a lot of practical ideas and a lot of wisdom in terms of how to not feel isolated and how to use what we're seeing around us and our habitual pattern of kind of externalizing things and just turning everything around, transforming ourselves so that we can be a greater contribution to the communities that we're a part of. So.